In the name of God the Almighty, peace to you. Today I will give you an answer that unfortunately I have heard many religious leaders or uh, philosophers trying to answer it, and they couldn't come up with the correct answer. And I don't blame them, and in the same time I don't claim that I have the answer by myself, all by myself. I have been guided to it, uh, and the questions are how God, the most merciful being, uh, and why he decides to punish those on earth, and when such decision would be taken. So these questions have been going on for some time, as I said, and people uh, have mixed up views about them. But with God's help, He guided me through it and gave me the full answer to this. I told you once in my visitations to His realm, previously in one of the videos, that He showed me a large board with every planet there is life in it, and they are all under his command, and they are all have beings that report to him by the second everything that's going on. And uh, I have tried in the last couple of months to ask him how the communication happened and how things get recorded. And so the answer have very recently came 2 nights ago, but it's a very convincing answer, and uh, now we know how it works. So let me tell you how and why and when God decides to punish those on earth. First of all, we have to understand that it is wired or inside us, inside every living being on this earth. It's all wired to its source, which is God, and everything we do is recorded. Everything even we think about is recorded, and of course there's a one record for the deeds and one record for the thoughts or the intentions. That's for the individual behavior. However, I was told now definitely that every entity, even if it's not a living thing, every entity that exists, it has its own record. For example, the United States got its independence as a country. There is a record open for it since the Independence Day. Every country is the same way. If you open a business, same way. The moment it's established, there is a record for it. Every entity that exists on earth, it has its own record, and everything is recorded in it, every hour, every minute, every second, everything that's going on, and every blessing and every punishment that happens goes according. Sometimes God decides to punish this or that in this life. Some he decides to, give them more time or more chances before punishing them a big punishment in the end. So this is how things function. So I was told that this, for example, planet, it has its percentage of bad deeds that are red lines, for example, and people are filling it with their bad deeds, and countries and corporation and everything. Once they cross the red line, it flashes off. That means we have reached a place where punishment becomes the mercy. The most merciful option is to destroy the abusers and what they have been doing. So it's all still in God's mercy. Even the punishment, when it comes, it is coming from a place of mercy, because we have crossed every possible red lines. That means there are people, there are animals, there are beings who are suffering heavily because of what you have doing. At that point, punishment and destruction of our deeds and the things we have been doing is the only merciful option left for God, because He also responsible for the well-being of those who are suffering. So that's why anyone who feel bad or feel doubtful about why God who created us would punish us, as I said, it's not in his, I mean, it's not his will. We are bringing it on ourselves because we have been crossing the red lines. He gave us guidance to what to do, whatever we do in business, whatever we do in our lifetime, in our relationship with each other. He guided us, he gave us commandments. We have to live with it and observe it during our lifetime. When we abuse these commandments, it's our own responsibility. It's not God's responsibility anymore. And even that, He gave us maximum level of mistakes. If we cross that, it's over. It's over. It's not because He's some kind of tyrant or He wants to punish us, because it's we our home or our planet becomes an uninhabitable place. That means the people who are suffering are the majority, even if they don't admit it, even if they don't see it. When we are, for example, consuming the earth resources and taking green space from wild beasts or other animals, when we are abusing the livestock we are eating, or from, for example, with yogurt or eggs or milk or whatever, when we are doing extremely every possible bad deeds for the sake of money and the easy life and whatever, we are crossing every possible uh, yeah, acceptable way of life. That's why punishment comes on us as an option of mercy, because we have reached level that it's become, you can live, you can't live anymore. And if you look now around you in the world, we are almost 8 billion people. There's hardly 1 million people who are in control of everything. They have all the riches. They are the main abusers, and they are controlling everybody, whether through intelligence services, whether through armies, whether through you know control over the big corporation. They can kick you out of job whenever they want. So there is some morals lost for the benefit of wealth and the benefit of control, and these people are never satisfied, and they are part in the game, and they know it, and they know at one point God will take the red button option. So as I said, it's not only the responsibility of those who are in power, as I said. It's also the responsibility of each and every one of us, when we keep our mouth shut, when we have the right or the duty to protest peacefully, of course, against any abuse, against any war that's going on with or without reason. And when we see injustice going on and we don't protest against it, we don't say anything about it, it will hit us next. We say, for example, a war going on between Chile and Ecuador, for example. It's not related to us geographically, just forget about it. Then the next time it will be happening next to our door. So it's all related. We are all connected together, and we have individually duties and responsibilities that we should do. Of course, we have rights, but we have also responsibilities and duties towards the common good. So we are all in it, we are all part of it, and we are bringing this destruction on ourselves. So God's punishment, I am telling you, it's coming. And in the coming videos and the coming few days, I will name countries by names, countries that have crossed every red line. So we will see things unfolding in the coming decade. I'm telling you, we are in a very dangerous place. Try your best to pull yourself out of this corrupt system, whether political or military system or even anything related to it. Try, if you can, live by yourself, for yourself, self-sufficient. That's the best option. Of course, lawfully, and of course, within the 10 Commandments. So I told you now how everything is recorded, how everything we are responsible for, uh, things we have done individually, or things, as I said, corporation is doing, a country in general doing, an army in doing is doing, an alliance is doing, economic union, a free trade company, whatever. Every entity that has been established, it has its own record from the day of opening until the day of closure. So there is account for everything and everyone. This is the way things work. And as I said, everything is a number, everything is a measure, and there are limits. When we cross these limits, we are bringing punishment on us, not because God is, tyrant or something. It's because this is only the most merciful option. When everything is corrupt and many people are suffering, destruction is coming because this is the most merciful option left. Because there is no hope anymore to fix things, and people will be starving to death. So when destruction comes, it's the most merciful option. That's how God algorithm works, not only for this planet, but for millions and billions of planets and many different galaxies. So we have to understand that, and we have to act accordingly. Every country has today on the map has its own record, of course related to its action as government, to its action as people, even to action of the individuals living in it. If the individuals are bad, it reflects also on the record of the country in general. So those who are the worst are the ones who are reaching the maximum level of corruption and bloodshed first. But right now, I can tell you that God is looking and hardly finding any country that's not corrupt, any country that have no blood on his hand, whether it's internally or externally. So we are in a very dangerous position, and the punishment is coming. And as I said, as a mercy, as an option of mercy, because it happened before during Noah days, it happened before during different civilization time, because when things go corrupt to the maximum, the only option left is to renew the earth and to hand it to the very few who are righteous to start again. This is how things function. However, we could be now living the end of this civilization to start the eternal world, so everybody will be held to account. These are things I don't know for certain whether we are going to have another cycle of civilization or whether it would be the last day for everybody. That means the judgment day for even the dead and the living. So this is only in God's hands. But what I know that this civilization is coming to an end soon. And as I told you, I will be posting in the coming days more information about this, and with countries I will name. And the third decade of this century won't be a good decade for many. Not because God is a tyrant or someone who using evil as a tool, but it is how the algorithm work. When we take God out of our life, what does that mean? That means when we go bad, too bad, when there are plenty of people suffering, uh, this will be the end. Uh, it happened previously. This is how the divine law works. This is how the divine algorithm works. So be prepared. And as I said, follow every video from now on, because I will be giving more detailed information, and I will name some countries by name, which the punishment is very near to them. So that's it from me today. Bye for now.